fashion designer in Nigeria is not for the weak. The real struggles fashion designers face is not high cost of production, it's not the increase in prices of materials. These are the real struggles that every designer can relate with. Let's start with the biggest enemy of productivity, NEPA. Power outage. Electricity is to a fashion designer what air is to a human, because without it, everything stops. About 70% of fashion design is dependent on electricity. Imagine that with the electrical situation we have in Nigeria.
Oh my God!
With their level of inconsistency, it's important for a designer to have backup plan, like getting a generator or a wooden sewing machine to use side by side with your industrial sewing machine. This one is the organ of them all, pricing. Many Nigerians don't value how much work goes into making clothes. They like to wear nice clothes, but they don't want to pay the value equivalent. They don't see the hours, the energy you spend cutting and stitching. They don't see how much goes into material costs and fall costs. They always want to pay less. But when you sew the cloth according to their budget, they start to complain. Why? Sister, be it unto thee according to thy budgets. Most fashion designers, in an attempt to build brand and keep customers, they underprice themselves. At the end of the day, the profit realized isn't worth the stress, and that's if you realized any profit. Some clients even go to the extent to guilt trip. I know someone who can do it for less, so I just want to patronize you. Go now. Go and make the person that can do it for less. Is it by force? As a fashion designer, you have to confidently charge what your skill is worth. The truth is, people who value your work will pay for it. Know that you are not just selling a dress, you are selling your time, your energy, your training, and your creativity. So stop feeling guilty for charging your worth, because if you don't respect your craft, no one else will. We have the CCC, copycat culture. Hear what Yomi Casual has to say about this.
People don't want to work. The idea of copying someone's idea all the time is really discouraging. You come up with an idea, very nice design, and the next thing everybody's copying it, sending to their local tailors. And the painful part is that some of these tailors, when they copy your work, you see the outcome, you'll be like, but bro, that's not what I created. That's not how the design looks. Like, this is my craft. Don't do this to me. It's quite painful, and that is very challenging. And that's a big problem for us in the fashion industry in Nigeria. If I was telling my friend the other day, I said, if I was based in the States or in a foreign country, by now I'll be times 10 bigger than this.
Wow.
Because when you want Yomi Casual, you go and buy Yomi Casual.
Correct.
But Nigeria, if you want Yomi Casual, you go to Instagram and snap.
The copycat culture is likened to what happened to Vicky James, where a design was replicated pixel for pixel by a fellow designer. He even did a video documentary about the piece without giving credit to the original creator. Imagine this was you. You took your creative time to create a masterpiece. Next thing you know, it was recreated by someone without you getting tagged or mentioned. How would you feel about that? The copycat culture kills originality and discourages innovation. Most designers are guilty of this, but let's turn a new leaf and give acknowledgement to whom acknowledgement is due. Workaholism, the pressure to always be available. Tailors hardly rest. You are your own marketer, distributor, sales rep, customer care service. It seems like clients don't believe we have personal lives because you are to be available 24/7. We haven't shaken the table of unrealistic collection dates set by clients. How do you expect me to finish 3 full beading ashwebi dress in 1 week is what I don't know. The late night sewing to meet up with these deadlines without any support leads to physical and mental exhaustion. My advice, tell the client from the onset when their clothes will be ready, giving your own timing. Expectations versus reality. What I ordered versus what I got. This might be a funny trend, but it's painful to the designer. How do you expect me to replicate the exact image when your body type don't fit the style? Ma'am, your reference picture has a figure 8 body type. She is tall and she is slim, but you have a triangular body type. You are short and you are fat. Clients also need to keep in mind that camera and editing can alter the colors and the fit of your dress. My advice, don't accept a client's work that is beyond your capacity and your training. Avoid stories that touch. Self-doubt. As much as we hate to admit, we have those moments when you look at your work and think, is this good enough? It's much worse when you allow social media pressure gets to you. When you see designers' creation that make you doubt your own creative ability. What do you do in those moments when the results you get doesn't tally with the effort you put into your craft? Keep in mind that it's all part of the journey. Remind yourself that growth takes time and every great thing started small. Fabric or material sourcing. This is the part where I personally wish I can delegate. You could spend hours in the market searching for a specific color of thread or zipper. It's much worse when you stay in an area that does not have a large tailoring market like Balogun Fabric Market in Lagos or New Benin Market in Benin. Let's also talk about badly behaved fabrics that just won't cooperate. A lot of people are complaining about jokoso, ashoke that frays, chiffon fabric that won't stay still, beaded lace that you have to turn yourself to a carpenter to remove the beads before you can sew. Irreversible tailoring mistakes. It's at this moment you realize that it's not all mistakes that can be fixed. How do you fix a finished dress burnt by iron? How you want a pattern reach where customer no go complain? Have you ever tried to cut a thread and then you end up cutting a hole into a very obvious part of a dress? How do you fix that? You just have to go get another fabric and start again. Bele my dear. Marketing. Content creation. If you want visibility for your brand, this is not an option. Life literally happens online nowadays. Whether you like it or not, your next prospective customer is online. No matter how much you wish you can avoid this, you still have to show up for your brand offline and online. So the task to marketing your brand is all in your hands. Competitiveness. Clothing industry is saturated and highly competitive. While a little competition can push you to do better, it can sometimes be toxic. Some tailors don't just compete, they compare to the extent that they start to question their own progress. The fashion world is big enough for everyone. Your style, your story, your niche is different from the next person. And the best kind of competition is the one where you are trying to outdo your past self. All these and many more are some of the struggles fashion designers face in Nigeria. And honestly, I don't think we get enough credit for what we go through on a daily basis. Personally, being a fashion designer takes so much more than passion. It takes sheer tenacity and ingenuity to survive as a fashion designer in Nigeria. What other struggles do you personally encounter as a fashion designer, and what strategies do you employ to cope? Share your struggles in the comment section to help a fellow designer. I share everything fashion tutorials and updates, fashion hacks and DIYs. If that's something that resonates with you, join the family by clicking on the subscribe button. Click on the like button and share so you can help a fellow designer. As always, I remain Latifa, and I will see you in my next video. Ciao!